Have you ever wondered how the term Arab came into existence and what it signifies? The word Arab originates from the Arabic word Araba, meaning desert or wilderness. It's a fitting designation as the vast majority of the Arab region is made up of deserts. The arid, sandy expanses dotted with oases became a defining characteristic of the area, leading to its inhabitants being collectively referred to as Arabs. But the term Arab carries more weight than just a geographical reference. It's also associated with eloquence and language prowess. Arabs, known for their linguistic fluency, would refer to themselves as Arabs, and non-Arabs as Ajam, underlining their pride in their language and culture. So the term Arab not only identifies the people, but also the geographically unique landscape they inhabit. It's a testament to their resilience, their eloquence, and their deep-rooted connection to the land they've called home for centuries. Now that we know what Arab means, let's dive into their early history. The Arabian Peninsula, home to the Arab people, has a rich history dating back thousands of years. This region was largely desert, but it was also home to fertile areas and towering mountain ranges such as the Jabal al-Sara, stretching from Yemen in the south to Syria in the north. The early Arabs were primarily involved in trade, with many historians noting that their wealth often came from trading in silver and gold. But more than just traders, they were also known for their eloquence, a trait that earned them the term Arab, meaning eloquent or fluent. Religiously, the early Arabs were initially followers of the Abrahamic faith, having been influenced by Prophet Ismail. Ismail, son of Prophet Abraham, was believed to have preached monotheism to the people of Arabia. However, over time, the Arabs began to lose sight of their monotheistic beliefs, even though some remnants of these beliefs remained. The shift towards idolatry was gradual and complex. One key figure in this shift was Amr bin Luhai, a respected leader of the Banu Khuzaa tribe. During a trip to Syria, Amr bin Luhai observed people worshipping idols and was intrigued. He brought an idol named Hubal back to Mecca and installed it in the Kaaba, the sacred house of God. Amr bin Luhai was highly respected, and his adoption of idol worship influenced many others. The people of Mecca and eventually the rest of Arabia began to follow his lead, worshipping idols alongside their belief in one God. They began to view these idols as intermediaries to God, seeking their blessings and making sacrifices in their name. This was the beginning of a significant shift in Arabs' religious practices, leading them towards idolatry. However, it's essential to remember that this shift did not happen overnight. It took centuries for these changes to become widespread and deeply ingrained in Arab society. As we delve deeper into the history of Arabs, we come across the era of idolatry. This was a time when the monotheistic faith of the Arabs began to gradually fade away, replaced by the worship of physical idols. It was a significant shift in the Arab society, marking a departure from the Abrahamic faith that had been prevalent among the inhabitants of Arabia. The introduction of idols into Arab society is often attributed to Amr bin Luhai, a leader of the Khuzaa tribe. He was known for his religious influence, and during a journey to the land of Syria, he was exposed to the practice of idol worship. Believing that this must be a righteous act since it was practiced in the land of the prophets, Amr brought back an idol named Hubal and installed it in the Kaaba, the sacred house in Mecca. This act by Amr bin Luhai was the proverbial opening of the floodgates. The people of Mecca, and gradually the rest of the Arab inhabitants, began to adopt the practice of idol worship. They considered these idols as intermediaries between themselves and God, seeking their blessings and making offerings to them. Among the idols that were worshipped, Hubal held a significant place. It was considered the greatest and most important idol by the people of Mecca. Other notable idols included Manat, which was kept in Mushalal, and Lat in Taif. Another idol, Uzza, was located in the valley of Nakhla. These were the three greatest idols of the Arabs. Over time, the phenomenon of idol worship and polytheism spread across different regions of Hijaz, with every tribe and household having their own idol. This era of idolatry continued until the advent of Islam, which brought a revolutionary change in the Arab society. The idols were seen no more as mediators, but were regarded as false gods, leading to the end of idol worship and the return to monotheism. With the advent of Islam, a new chapter began in the history of Arabs. The dawn of the 7th century marked the birth of Islam, emerging from the arid deserts of Arabia, a region that had been steeped in idolatry for centuries. The Arabs, who were once divided into various tribes and clans, were united under the banner of monotheism by Prophet Muhammad. He preached the message of Tawheed, the oneness of God, challenging the prevalent system of idolatry. The Prophet's teachings gained traction, but not without opposition. The Quraysh, the dominant tribe of Mecca, were staunch idolaters and saw the Prophet's teachings as a threat to their way of life. They persecuted the early Muslims, leading to several years of hardship and struggle. Despite the adversity, the message of Islam continued to spread across the Arabian Peninsula. The turning point came in the year 630 when the Prophet and his followers, now in significant numbers, marched towards Mecca. This event is known as the Conquest of Mecca. The city surrendered without much resistance, marking a decisive victory for the Muslims. One of the first actions of the Prophet upon entering the city was to cleanse the Kaaba, the sacred house of God, which had been filled with 360 idols. As the Prophet circled the Kaaba, striking each idol with his staff, he recited a verse from the Quran: "Truth has come and falsehood has vanished." This event symbolized the end of idolatry in Arabia. The people of Mecca and subsequently the entire Arabian Peninsula embraced Islam, abandoning their idols and accepting the monotheistic faith. It was a monumental shift, not just religiously, but also socially and culturally. And so, with the advent of Islam, the era of idolatry came to an end, marking a significant turning point in the